When you're ready to, and when you turn it sideways, it will
flip. Okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. I want to thank you for that kind introduction. Such a very grateful for that introduction. I've known Jackie for a while. And what I really wanted to talk to you about today is the power of self-talk and affirmations. And I've really backed this up by research that I did, I managed to study a little bit about the power of using self-talk in our everyday life and how it can help you make more money and how it can help you increase your health and how it can help you maybe invite that partner into your life that maybe you've always wanted. So the first point that I wanted to share with you here is that, we all have our own beliefs in ourselves. We walk around with the beliefs that we have every day. When I woke up this morning, I had a belief. When you woke up this morning, there was a belief that you carried about yourself. And this is carried from long times and long years of where we were raised and how we were raised by our family. And these are all beliefs that we carry into our lives. What was really cool about this is that Cohen and Sean, they were two psychologists. They did a study on psychology and affirmations. And they realized that self-affirmations is a way to grow your self-identity, but also increases your self-integrity. So there's self-identity and there's self-integrity. And the two things that separate the gap is self-identity is how I see myself, and then self-integrity is how I behave around others, and my morals and my values. The next point that I wanted to share with you is that, our brain actually changes when we use self-talk, which is really interesting, and I was kind of doubtful at the same time. But when I did some research on this, and I did research from Casco's study in 2016, where he studied that when people started using self-talk and like affirmations, using talking to myself in the mirror, they learned that my prefrontal, I think it's ventromedial prefrontal cortex, which is right behind your eyes. I think it's just right under my eyes or above my eyes. That actually becomes activated when I start using affirmations. So that's really cool. What is really also really interesting about this is that the third point is that affirmations using positive self-talk can help you cure cancer and increase your health. And that is proven by Louise Hayes, who is a speaker, an author, who was diagnosed with an irreversible cancer, cervical cancer. People thought she was going to die. People thought that this was never going to be changed. People thought that she was never going to be healed from her cancer. But she really crushed it by showing up, and she wanted to find ways to find non-medical treatments. So she found ways such as forgiveness, visualization, positive self-talk, and just using a healthy diet. And she eventually lived longer than most people live. She lived all the way till 90 years old, which is amazing, right? One of the affirmations that she likes to use is, "My happy thoughts help me create a healthy body." So she would repeat this to herself. Maybe she'd write it down, and she'd visualize herself having a healthy body, and that created greatness for her. Now, the last point that I wanted to share is, you're probably wondering how do I start creating a healthy body, or how do I start using affirmations? I want to give you a couple action strategies and give you examples, and just to give you a gist of what affirmations are all about. So affirmations are basically saying positive things about yourself. You could also have negative self-affirmations by saying, "Oh, I'm terrible, I'm ugly, or I'm not good enough." All these different beliefs that show up in my life. I know growing up, I was raised by a mom who was very strong and very disciplined and very willful, right? What I learned from her is that I was really grateful because she really tested me and helped me become a better man, and so did my father. And what they did is that sometimes there was beliefs that I gave upon myself was like, I'm not good enough, or I had to prove myself to be loved by them, right? Now this belief carried myself every day. Every day I'd show up and I'd have that belief and I'd bring it into my life, or in some relationships that I'd have, I'd feel not good enough. Or maybe with some friends that I'd have, I wouldn't feel worthy. And all these negative self-beliefs, they really impacted me. But I wanted to give you a strategy that changed everything for me. That when I started changing this, I gained more confidence. I actually started making more money because I wanted that, and I even created a great life for myself, especially having great friends. And I want to give you some advice from Ronald Alexander of the Open Mind Training Institute. So he's a trainer, he trains people on self-development. And what I found is that the best way to really grow yourself and use affirmations is to use it, say them daily, 3 to 5 times daily. He also encouraged people to write it down. So write down how I am awesome. Instead of saying I'm not good enough, I could write down I am good enough. Or how, instead of I'm not loved, I could write down how I am loved, right? Instead of waiting for people to tell me that, I can tell myself that and be my own person that I can give to myself. And the last thing is say them in the mirror. So every day I try to say them in the mirror. Now before I jumped in the shower this morning, for 10 minutes, that's what I did. I was really, I was distracted doing it, and I find that when I started to use affirmations, and when you start using affirmations, you're gonna realize yourself doubting the affirmations at first. You're gonna doubt yourself. You're gonna be like, oh, I'm not lovable, or I'm not good enough. There's gonna be an initial reaction that you're gonna experience. But with time and consistency and showing up, you're gonna change that belief. You're gonna show up with more confidence and more growth in your life. Now, as a recap, I shared with you four points on why affirmations are great and how to use them. I talked to you about how you can heal cancer. I talked about how it changes in your brain. And last of all, I showed you how affirmations can change everything for your life and action steps that you can take. So I encourage you to start using affirmations. They're really great for your life.